Yeah. Okay. All right, good morning, Mr. Copeland. I'm Judge Whitaker. I think you've been before me before in unrelated matters.
Huh?
I'm the judge taking over this case now. So go ahead and have a seat. What I want to ask you right now, I know that you have been given immunity with regard to your testimony, and there had been at some point you didn't want to testify, at some point you did want to testify. The first question I have for you...
I know wanted to testify.
Okay, the first... Well, right, want to is maybe the wrong term. But my question for you right now is, do you have an attorney at all?
I don't know.
You don't know whether you have an attorney? I would think that would be a no then, if you don't know whether...
I was talking to Melnick, but...
Melnick?
Yes.
Okay. Didn't he ask to be relieved as your attorney, and did you sign something saying that's okay, you can get out of this?
I don't.
You don't remember? Okay. Does anybody know whether that actually occurred?
I don't believe it occurred.
Okay.
I believe that Miss Bumpus.
I know she was stand-in.
She was stand-in, and I believe something was said on the record to the effect that Miss Bumpus was relieved. But
yeah, I know she was.
There was nothing about Mr. Melnick to my knowledge.
Okay. Maybe we...
There was. Miss Bumpus actually said yesterday, I believe, during her testimony that Mr. Melnick had directed her to tell Mr. Copeland that he could either exercise his,
well, choose not to testify.
Right. Or if he chose to testify, according to Miss Bumpus.
Yeah, I remember she said, there's this paper I'm supposed to get him to sign. I'm trying to figure out whether it got signed.
So I never got Mr. Melnick off my case.
Okay, so he's still your attorney then?
I guess.
Okay, all right. Well, then that's the answer we've got for that. All right, so I'm going to try to get a hold of Mr. Melnick and see if he can be here with us this afternoon, because some of what I suspect you recall when you were brought into Judge Glanville's chambers with Ms. Bumpus and a couple of the people from the state, and there was a discussion that Ms. Bumpus and Ms. Hilton and Judge Glanville had with you. You asked some questions. They gave you some information. Some of that information was not actually factually correct. And I want to make sure that you have the opportunity understanding what it is that the immunity order means, understanding what the potential consequences are if you do testify or if you don't. We're basically going to kind of start over and
So
do
if I
that
don't
over.
testify, So if I don't testify, how long you gonna hold me in jail?
So, I mean, that's still an issue that you can be held in jail through the end of this trial. But I'd rather have Mr. Melnick here to advise you about the potential drawbacks and benefits of what, if there are any,
This
of any
trial
of
right
your.
here? To the end of this trial?
Yes.
Not the other people.
Not as far as I believe, but the state, what, did you want to do some further research on that?
Yes, just to advise the court of.
Okay, so I just wanted to know, first off, do you have an attorney? Because if you do have an attorney, then your attorney may have some information, advice, and research for me about that. So I want to make sure that I tell you the correct thing about that, okay? So we're going to take a lunch break in a little while, and why don't we plan to have you back here on standby at least. I don't know who was in communication, but we need to reach out to Mr. Melnick, see what his availability is. So just be on standby in case I need you here like at 2 or 3 this afternoon.
2 or 3?
Yeah, because we're about to take a lunch break before too much longer. So you're okay to leave for the next couple of hours, but stay where whomever reached out from the state can reach you to let you know whether you need to be back here this afternoon or potentially tomorrow instead, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you.